Welcome back to another episode of Our Community. I'm your host, local real estate agent, entrepreneur, Alfredo Diamond. Welcome. I'm here with a wonderful guest, a man that I had the privilege to connect with a few weeks ago at one of our chamber meetings, and I'm so glad that we ran into each other, and you spoke up and said, hey, I'm Dennis. So I just want to shout out to you and welcome you, Dennis Alejo from Instant Web Tools. Thank you for being here, Dennis.
Thank you so much, Al, for inviting me here. It's an honor.
Absolutely. And I couldn't think why not. So absolutely, I have you here. So Dennis, just tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, and, how you got to our community.
Yes. So I'm from the Philippines originally. I grew up in the city where it's 5 million population. And my mom died when I was 8 years old. My dad left. And so I become like self-sustained. And sometimes I work to go to school. I work and then that pays my school and my food. Sometimes I remember my day that the longest time that I haven't eat real food is 4 days. And so that keeps me from being like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So from the beginning, I have already in my heart that I need to survive. And so...
this is at 8 years old?
8 years old. And so...
So your instincts, how did you get through? There's a lot to unpack there, but how did you get through that, number one?
Yes, so for that, when I was in high school, I met a guy from USA, and he was so great. And he said, Dennis, I'm going to sponsor you to school. So he bought all of my school supplies. He paid all of my fees. And that's the reason why I succeed in my school. After high school, he still considered sending me to Bible college. And then after that, I joined called Youth with a Mission. It's a global mission organization where I met my wife back 2012. And then we decided to get married.
Okay.
But 2014, we moved to Cincinnati. And so we lived there until 2018. 2018, we moved here in Richmond because her family is 15-mile radius around Richmond, Indiana. So that's how I landed here.
And you think about your experience, your upbringing, and how it shaped you to who you are now. I'm just blown away. So you lost your mother at 8 years old. Your father wasn't there. You went through life. How did you just kind of unpack some of that, like what you went through. Times that you haven't eaten for days. How that shaped you into being such a positive person today. You had to learn a lot early on to survive.
It is. And that's the reason why I'm so thankful to everyone or everybody that comes to my way. Because without those guys, the community, I call it community, even though we are, I would redefine the community, local community, I would expand it to, it might be international community. And I call it community when the need is in your face. When you help somebody, and that's the reason why I want to, the Instant Web Tools, we want to train or provide job opportunity for the people in the Philippines.
So let's talk about your Instant Web Tools and how you would plan to do that, and just a little bit how you do that now.
Yes. So Instant Web Tools was birthed a long time in the Philippines when I do my mission organization. And what I did, because you have to pay, you have the bills, I learned to do the digital marketing because a lot of, store doesn't have that online presence. Okay. That was 2011. And then fast forward, we need to learn that in the Philippines, no matter what you do, you only got $3 a day. You work for entire day for $3.
Wow.
You stop over at the, coffee shop. You can only get 2 coffee for that, especially Starbucks. Everywhere Starbucks in the Philippines is good. And you think if you and I
Mm-hmm.
would have coffee in Starbucks and other people would see it,
Yeah.
they would say, man, Alfredo must be rich.
Man, you know, we just get caught up in these things and these trends. I mean, I just paid $6.70 for a latte at Starbucks yesterday, and I felt bad about it. Like this is stupid.
That's why Starbucks is $1 billion company.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
coffee, for selling coffee.
Wow, but it's good. But so you said go back, just take a step back. You talked about Cincinnati, and you met this man that kind of helped you evolve into wanting to help people and give back. So kind of talk about this man in that situation and how you transpired into what you do, you know, as far as like maybe I think it's nonprofits and things like that.
Yes. So he helped me to get my education and stuff like that. I just realized that, man, my life can be replicated to these kids. I mean, there's thousands of kids in the Philippines that has the same story as me. No parents or rejected kids. And so every year we have also a nonprofit called Kingdom Legacy. So this legacy is actually providing meals to these kids like me. So every month we feed 2,500 kids a month.
Wow.
So the produce of Instant Web Tools, which is a digital marketing here, the 10% of that will go straight to that nonprofit to feed kids, to educate school. Now, next month, we are going to send 100 kids back to school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know how much to send kids in the school? $30.
$30
$30.
to send one child to school?
Yes.
For how long?
And take care of entire school, which is the school fees, school uniform, school supply, $30 is package.
That's the cost difference?
Yes,
There?
it is. So US dollar is 54 pesos in the Philippines.
So you're using Instant Web Tools as a vessel to help to give back, to reach back and help children that were in similar situations and circumstances as you grew up in.
Yes.
Okay. So talk about, 2,500 kids that you feed. Is that that's per month?
Per month.
And is it every day or just for how long does that last?
So that would be twice a week, and we have 7 locations in the area. There is called a dump site in the Philippines where people would dump the garbage, and these kids would run around there shirtless because they can't afford to buy t-shirt and stuff. And so what we're going to do is go there and just help them to realize how valuable they are. And that's what I'm doing my best to replicate, because without this guy or a person that helped me out, I don't know if I meet you today.
Yeah. That's so extraordinary. And you have an amazing story, Dennis. And it's just, man, I just can't imagine the situation, the circumstances, and growing up with that upbringing. I mean, and then to see you here today and having a successful business and being a success, it's just a truly amazing story. So, so with your business, and that's wonderful. You're using the Instant Web Tools as a vessel to give back. What challenges do you face with your business, or have you faced?
Yeah, the challenges right now is most of our clients are all over United States, right? And so sometimes they would say, "Hey, we'll use you for 3 years," okay, and that's a signed contract. And sometimes they just like, "Oh, man, we're gonna change to another direction." Like we don't have full control of their finance, right?
Okay.
If they say, "Hey, we're bankrupt," like what would you do? Sue them?
Yeah.
And so it's the challenge is like, okay, we have this contract, but then we're not gonna use you because of our circumstances that comes up. And so I think most of businesses right now, if you're just relying on few sources, that's the biggest mistake we got back 2019. We have this massive client, and then we have 3 years contract, and then the second year they terminated it, And I was like, oh no, what do we
Yeah.
do? Like all of my guys is working every day with a task.
You mean like just being one dimensional? Just have
Yeah.
one product focus on?
Right,
And,
yeah.
and you're saying it's probably a good practice to have multiple products that you're good at you offer.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, although we're the best of web design is the first door people for your online presence, where you route all of the social media traffic. But then if you're just focused on that, you need to, you lose businesses because you need to have the search engine optimization where people can see your services, your product that you're selling. Like for instance, you as a realtor, if you want to repopulate your listings in Richmond, Indiana, where it's not realtor.com or Zillow, you want to dominate the whole search in Richmond, then you have to have your own website and scrape all of those listings, repopulate it, index it in Google.
And that, the research I've done, kind of like I've given up on, like, I've got like a company provided website and a domain, but the idea of me building a website for me personally in my field and trying to compete with your Zillows, your Realtor.coms, I'll just gather that it would cost me a lot of money, more than I have to compete with those guys. I wouldn't be able to compete. But doing some other research last night, I guess there's like maybe long keywords that I can compete with my SEO optimization.
Yes. So right now, we're talking about SEO, you have to get the long keyword. It's just because it's less competitive, it's less competitive. And so there are like Realtor.com and Zillow, all of those short keywords is already taken. But here's the route there. You can still get around the net. What you said, or what you really need to do is, once you have the address of the house, instead of just like, community enrichment listings, or what you do is you actually have to have this address as a keyword to your searches, to your query. And that way it gives you like searches like a less competitive than the Zillow.
If you're listening and watching this show, Dennis just gave us some great information to help you out with your business and gain an edge that he's dropped on us for free. So that's, if you're not online, I suggest that you get online and work on your online presence, invest in your online presence. All right. So you said you had this hardship during COVID and things like that. So how did you overcome this with just having one product and realizing you needed more products and to specialize? And how'd you overcome?
So I overcome it by asking company, said, what do you need? Because we already gave you social post every month. We already gave you SEO every month. What else you need? And then they said, oh, I need email marketing.
Okay.
And so we craft the message, and then we'll say, hey, you can just get this one for cheaper version. And then we create some stuff that you don't have to, go to constant contact. You can just create in the back end of your website where every time you post, it would generate a email, whoever subscribed to your whatever subscribers you put in or they put in, it would just send directly them. So you're not retyping all.
You're talking automation. You're talking automation, basically creating like a personal assistant almost.
Yes.
To do some of these tasks that cost you money to do. We can automate them.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's amazing. That's where I'm trying to get my business to. Constantly evolving that. As you talk, Dennis, I'm just thinking of other people in my mind that are in your field that should be connecting you all with, which is why I love to do this and why I love to network, connecting people and networking. Man, there's 4 or 5 people I can think of right now that would be amazing for you all to connect if you're not already connected. So yeah, that's amazing.
That's good. And also, again, like you, everybody need a house.
Yeah.
Like
housing. Yeah.
Find Alfredo.
Yeah.
It's easy to find. He's friendly too.
Yeah.
He's the most nice guy that I ever meet. So Find Alfredo.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Dennis, so what was it like getting your business from an idea to where it is today? Then I want to step back and just talk more about instant web tools. So.
Yes. So from idea, it actually grow from one products to now serving multiple products. And along with it is the nonprofit side. Like I can do business while I'm touching lives to people, where you're not only solely making money, but also part of the profit will help people, help the community. And so having this idea, it's like, is that even possible? And then I start working on it. And so
did you have a business plan?
We don't have a business plan back then.
Okay.
So we're just like, okay, let's just, make that happen. And in 2018, when I moved here, I went around and I used the traditional marketing. So we went out there, every city from Cincinnati, Dayton, Richmond, Greenville, Muncie, and then we distributed like maybe 1,000 flyers about who we are and what can we do to your company. And then, it's a low, again, with my products, digital products, it's a low, return when we use traditional marketing. But then here's one thing that probably never happened in the history. I went to Greenville. I met this guy and he said, look, I have a friend that really need your service. Could I connect you? And I said, sure. So I called him on the phone. And then he said, Dennis, I have a coffee business and I would like to have this website, but I cannot afford money. And I said, well, we can think this way. As I drive home, I said, I could give him a free service for a year, enough for him to start his online presence.
Wow.
So I gave him a free service. The next week, he called me back and said, Dennis, since you do all of this stuff for me and I'm a stranger, I really felt that I need to give you my car. So I have a car. Can you pick it up in Greenville?
What?
And so
A car?
A car. Yeah, Suburban.
Wow.
And
gave you this car?
Yeah, so it's 2009 Suburban. And so I said, you can use it personally or you can use it, it's up to you. The title is already ready for you to pick up.
What?
Yeah, so never, every time in day-to-day life, I get those encounters that is like crazy.
Because you're living right. You're giving back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
You're putting that good energy out there, Dennis. It's coming back to you.
It is. Yeah. And people can easily see who is serious or not.
Oh, yeah.
People can discern or people can know, having conversation, if you're honest or not.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you're just not, you're trying to get your business going. So I see what you did there, but you didn't just offer that to anybody. You saw an opportunity there where you knew you could make this work for him.
Yeah.
You knew that. That's why, and he's probably one of your clients still to this day.
Yes.
Wow.
And so again, it's just like when you help other people, you can sense that, man, these guys are thankful. And we help other people that, they're not thankful. That's fine too. What important to us is that did we do our best?
Yeah. Yeah. So talk about, your this instant web tools and some of the services you provide, how you might be able to help some other businesses in the community. Kind of share share those products with us.
Yes. So we have products from graphic design. We have web design, but we focus on web development and stuff like that. Web app, and we do have search engine optimization, which is a hot place right now. During COVID, the hot place, the hot products is the social media post. But I just realized that, the update of Google algorithm, again, ranking factor says almost 300 now pieces or items. It's hard to beat that one. But there is a new algorithm where it creates this social network of when you post something in your website, the first paragraph, you have to copy that, post it in your social media with the link, and that creates an SEO in a social media network.
He's giving you more free advice here. Great free advice here.
And then the good thing about that is that you don't have to recreate another, thumbnail or design a graphic, because it would auto-populate the moment you paste the link or URL on your social media.
What you're talking about there is when you search for a name, right? Like what you showed me. So, I mean, so Kevin, maybe we can pull up a search of me and add it to and just blast it up here on the screen during the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So use me, for example, I am
Alfredo Diamond.
Yes, sir. Kevin Chuck.
The Diamond Class Care.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
If that hashtag is on fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Let's see it in
Our
here.
community. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about there, Dennis. And so how would this benefit a business by having this present?
So this one is benefit me or for everybody. Okay, 2019, I have a client from California. We met in Cincinnati. And then he said, Dennis, I know you're doing great things, but I searched you online, never found the same Dennis that I'm talking right now. Why is that? If you're so good of search engine optimization, why another Dennis come up? And my mind went blank. And I said, well, I'm not the famous one. I said, no, that's a wrong answer. And here's the thing. And I said, well, if you pull Dennis Alejo, it's a famous football player in Spain. And there's another Dennis Alejo who is a Chevrolet, owner, franchise.
Yeah.
Like, I can't beat this guy. I said, no, that's another wrong answer. And so I worked with it since 2019 to establish my brand.
Yeah.
So strategically, I said, I want that whole entire page of Google to be me.
Yeah. So then how do you get the people? So how do you get where, you have your referrals, you have your customers that know you, your client base, but how do you get it out there, that person that doesn't know you, but maybe needs your services? How do you get out there so they know to search Dennis Alejo? How do you do that?
It's not searching about Dennis Alejo. They're searching actually for web design near me, web design. Who is the best web design? Who is the guy who do search engine optimization
for a particular area?
And that is a reason why it produced we got 5 clients in Florida, 3 clients in Georgia, Atlanta, because we what we did in that is that, so once the search, and this is the trust. And that's the reason why I challenge everybody to have social,
platform.
The internet, branding established. People would look at you and, they didn't know you, right? But when they see your video, and people hear your voice, people write your writings, people hear your audio, that establishes 50% trust. Okay?
Okay.
Once they call you, the trust is already there. It's so hard to sell people that don't have 50% trust.
Oh, yeah. I mean, probably a couple of times this week, it got brought to my attention there were other products or services, and they're like, well, so I had a listing appointment, and someone had got there before me, and they had researched this not one person, but two different people, and their online presence didn't show who they were selling themselves as, and they got referred to me.
Yeah,
so
correct. That's an advantage right now. And guess what? So they have now 50%, right? Trust. When they say, I will sign a contract And then when you deliver the products, the services that you promise, that's the fulfillment of 100% trust.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Now you can say, well, you can give me a reviews or leave it.
I get people that reach out to me that are wanting to start businesses and things like that, and I give them just really just two professional pieces of advice, and I think your business will take off. Just do what you say you're going to do, and do it on time.
Right.
I mean, that goes a long way building trust with a client base.
Yeah. You do it redundantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do it
consistently.
And that's the reason why I challenge you. The first meeting we have, you remember that? I challenge you to establish your online presence because that's just like meeting to Chamber of Commerce. You have the nice suit and necktie, right?
Yeah.
For what purpose?
To that initial presence, that initial meeting, that initial point of contact. You want to look the part.
Correct. So establishing your first gesture or whatever is that, but then also online presence is the same. The moment people hear your voice, the moment people read your, email or blog, the moment people see your video like this, it also create the same impact as having necktie.
Yeah.
It's a personal brand that would allow people to distinguish you who is Alfredo Diamond, and your last name is create value. Diamond is the most expensive stone. So
brilliant, but it's like your initial presence. They get your foot through the door.
Yes, it is, because in my business, 80% or more is they found us online.
Yeah.
There are a lot of friends that I do, and then they would say, I'll refer you, but never came through, follow through. And so online, that's the reason why we invest a lot of time and strategy and planning in internet, because that works for us.
Yeah.
I don't know I think like for me, it worked for everybody. If you want to dominate the search, people would do that to you. Well, let's go back to
let's check him out here.
Yeah, let's
go to
check out the Alfredo Diamond in here.
Yeah, let's go to the tape. Let's pull him up, Kev. Yeah.
We'll do an overlay.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So as you can see, like in the overlay, like when you say Alfredo Diamond, like you have the realtor, Zillow there, and then your website, and then your LinkedIn. As we look at it, I think I still remember it, that the LinkedIn, your Instagram is actually good position too.
Don't tell all the secrets yet, Dennis. You're going to use me as a guinea pig. You'll get me going. No, just kidding.
Let's do that.
We'll be back on. You can share me as a success story. So, no, man, you speaking my language, and a lot of things that you talk about and a lot of services you provide. There's a lot of things I research, and I can already tell how once we get going, I'm confident you are going to help me continue to evolve my business and my local presence and my online presence. I'm just so excited, and even more importantly, growing our friendship, man. I'm thankful that we connected.
Yes, thank you. And next time I'll do reverse.
Okay.
Yeah, today you're asking me questions.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, and then the next time I'm going to ask you questions, and
all right. I'm looking forward to that.
Because people need to hear what Alfredo Diamond is up to.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you're helping, and thank you so much for this. Because you're giving voice to the people locally here in Richmond. You're giving them a platform to, get their message out there. That
means a lot.
Yeah.
A lot, man. Thank you for that. So that means a lot, and appreciate you saying that. Dennis, is there anyone out there that you want to give a shout out to?
Yes. So my wife is being awesome. My wife, Emily, has been, really supporting me since in the beginning. 3 years ago. She quit her job and joined me, and so she take care of all of the bills, make sure all my guys get paid every Friday, and it's amazing. And I have 8 months old son, and he's already a handful, and so he might be, again, he just like wants to go outside. Like yesterday, I want to go outside. Like he just like happy when he's outside. So I lose weight too because I walk a lot with
Takes
him.
him around, yeah.
So it's a good exercise.
Yeah. Wow. Dennis, you're truly an amazing person. You have an amazing story. I'm thankful we got a chance to connect. I look forward to continue growing our relationship. And I wish you all the best, my friend. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you
for
so
being here.
much.
Yes,
Thank you.